This weekend marks the 103rd running of the Indianapolis 500. Mention Indiana to most folks, and it's often the first thing that comes to mind. The race is built on traditions, and as Brock Turner reports, one of the most unique traditions started by happenstance nearly half a century ago.
You've seen it when the winning driver collects his trophy and takes a big gulp of white milk. It's unclear whether winners started drinking milk in 1933 or 1936, but we know who to thank. Louie Meyer was a three-time winner of the race who hailed from Queens, New York. His mother recommended he drink buttermilk on hot days. No one is sure whether he took his mother's advice in 1933, but when he won the race in 1936, he was filmed drinking his buttermilk out of a glass bottle.
That probably people that only barely know about the Indianapolis 500 and maybe not even name a driver seem to know about the tradition of drinking milk. And that's one of the questions I get asked so often. Why does the winner drink milk at Indianapolis?
Nearly every driver since 1956 has drunk milk after winning the race. The American Dairy Association of Indiana has worked hard to make it a lasting tradition. Shortly after Meyer took that first drink, the Dairy Association began incentivizing the winner to drink milk. It started at a small $150 prize in 1956. It now totals $10,000.
They were trying to popularize milk, and as I said, the thinking was milk, the kids thought that milk was a sissy drink, and so whoever saw this in the newsreel thought, hey, look, that's great, the 500 winners drinking milk. Let's make sure that happens every year.
Milk's presence at the race has become an opportunity for dairy farmers to honor their own and celebrate their line of work. Each year, dairy farmers across the state choose the person they want to represent their industry. The rookie hands the milk to the winning team owner. The veteran hands the now famous glass bottle to the winning driver. This year's rookie, Jill Huyen, grew up in suburban New Jersey before attending Purdue University. When she first met and visited her would-be husband's dairy farm, she was far from prepared to take on her current role as calf manager.
Looking back, I took pictures of all these cows that I thought were cows. They were all bulls. I was didn't know the difference between a boy and a girl cow back then. Now I do, but it took a little bit.
But in time, Huyen says she quickly learned to appreciate and adapt to the lifestyle. She has a hard time imagining her life any differently. She's honored to be representing the dairy community.
The thing I'm most excited about is when I see the winner being excited about taking milk from a dairy farmer.
And it's been a hard year for dairy farmers. Commodity prices continue to fall. Fewer people are drinking liquid milk, and the cost of feed and equipment is rising. That's making it harder for small farms to make ends meet. But they're not letting it dampen their spirits. This is the one time of the year when they can all come together and appreciate the tradition. Many gathered earlier this week at the Speedway to celebrate the fastest rookie. It's another tradition that brings farmers and the racing community together. Fittingly, they toast with milk.
I went for whole milk. Whole milk.
The association says it buys the milk that fills the winner's glass bottles from the grocery store, just like anyone else would. It doesn't come from a single farm or farmer. Because processing plants get milk from various producers, the milk that fills the famous glass bottles on race day might not even come from an Indiana farmer.
Everybody asks us every year, so what farm does this milk come from? And truly we don't know because of the way milk processing works. So the milk in northern Indiana could be mixed with milk from the middle of Indiana. And so the fact that it really does represent a lot of dairy farms in the state just makes for a better story.
If rookie Felix Rosenquist wins Sunday, he says he'll absolutely be drinking milk.
I remember watching it as a kid with my dad on Sunday nights. The races were on TV in Sweden, so I remember that. And then I think I learned about this milk tradition, which I'm sure I still feel is a weird one, but yeah, I'm sure it was when I learned about it when I was a kid.
And it's that tradition that Davidson believes will keep milk in Victory Lane for years to come.
Legions of fans hold on to and cherish those traditions, and so yes, I think that the drinking of the milk is one of the most famous moments involved with sports without it being a part of the sport.
For Indiana News Desk, I'm Brock Turner.
The green flag for this Sunday's Indy 500 will drop just after 12:15, and after 200 laps, the winner will almost certainly be taking a drink of milk in victory lane.